Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. A lot of things to talk about on this one. None of them felt like they were worthy of a 10-minute opinion. Probably most things aren't worthy of a 10-minute opinion. I don't know if it's all the opinions that I'm usually doing anyway. More of a story with some opinions. I've had a nice reprieve from my father for the past few days, so that's been helpful. I'm looking forward to doing some comedy tonight. I'm hoping I get more people than I'm expecting, but the people that are coming are some friends, so you deliver to the crowd you have. So I'm looking forward to seeing these people show up, and I'll do my best to make them laugh, and hopefully the five people after me will also make them laugh. So what am I here to talk about? First of all, as probably everyone knows, both Elon Musk and oh geez, Jeff Bezos are headed to space, right? Um, I honestly feel, and I think a lot of people on this planet echo me when I say they could stay there. So the two men are worth anywhere from 350 to 400 billion between the two of them. They're worth about, last I saw, it was 180 each. They're like always leapfrogging who's first and who's second place. Uh, like it matters. And I meant to do some research and I forgot. But Logan, my kid Logan, told me that 50 billion would feed the planet. 50 billion, just like a third of one of their salaries, their earnings, whatever you want to. It's hard to even call it earnings, isn't it? Of their amazing ability to have found a niche business that has exploded. Okay, I don't know, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, they could probably also heal this planet very quickly if they wanted to fund renewable energy and just take over the market. And I think most of us would be okay with that. It's like, okay, hey, the argument against renewable energy is such a weak one. It's because my father's like, we still need coal, we still need oil. Oil, yeah, coal. I don't know, really. Do we need a lot of coal? Um, we've got windmills, we've got solar panels, and used wisely, they can pretty much provide energy to probably every house on the planet, honestly. Um, so I don't think we need coal. Coal is mainly used to fuel our electrical systems in this country. Don't think we need it. Maybe some as a backup. Oil, sure, we need it. But do we need it at the rate that we're using it? I don't think so. I think we could use. Hi, Mom. We could use.
I'm glad you caught yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I was going to catch
I'm not sure what she's talking about. She said she's glad that I caught myself. I don't know. Anyway, that's that's part of the problem, doing things in the backyard. Actually, she's wonderful. You guys know how I feel about my mom. If it wasn't for her, I'd be even more messed up than I already am. So back to uh, oil and coal and why we need to just if we put a windmill on every home and a solar panels on every home, every building actually. Forget just homes. Every building in this country would be fine. If we use windmills as extensively as we use oil, if we had electric cars the way we have gasoline-powered cars, I think we could really put a dent in the suffering that this planet is under right now, and slow it down and hopefully reverse it. I'm really nervous about the way that, with all the heat waves and the record heat, and we're barely into July. We're a third of the way through July, and man, anyone who wants to argue that the planet's not heating up at a rate never seen before just needs to look at the numbers. And if you really don't believe it's man caused, well, how else is it happening? Anytime the planet, long before there were billions of us, anytime the planet has heated up or cooled, it's been a very, very slow process. And so to act as if we aren't the problem is folly, and so is not just being cleaner anyway, right? My mom used to use this argument. I think it's a valid argument. Okay, so you don't believe that man-made burning of fossil fuels actually heats up the planet? Fine. You don't want to believe that science. How about the fact that the man-made burning of fossil fuels pollutes the air, makes it hard to breathe? That's a fact. I mean, you see that coming out of a car. You see that coming out of a factory. So and if you look at the numbers, especially the last 20 years, it's not good. This planet is heating up quickly, and we're going to kill ourselves if we don't. I mean, honestly, I think we should have like an emergency, worldwide, an emergency, some sort of, I don't even know, just a worldwide climate emergency, because it truly is getting bad. I'm trying not to be negative about it. It's hard though. So when these two boys go into space, I actually want to title this one Space Boys because I question their manhood, not in terms of like macho manhood. Yeah, they had to be men to forge their way into the business world and be successful on that level. But it sounds like, these weren't guys, these are guys that are bored. These guys, oh, I want to go to space now, daddy. And sure, I'm sure they're smart enough to learn what it takes to be an astronaut and survive in space or whatever they need to do. But these are just guys that are bored and want to make a legacy. I wish they would make their legacy more responsibly. Like I say, clean up the planet. When I see these commercials where Amazon goes, "We're going to be carbon free by 2040," what the fuck are you waiting for? It's 2021, man. We don't have 19 more years for you to putz around. You're fine. Buy a bunch of electric vehicles or whatever it takes to be carbon free right now. You could do this in a year. You could probably do it overnight with the money you have and not hardly even skip a beat. Being the Jeff Bezos once, I saw an article about him. It said Jeff Bezos doesn't just want to rule the economy; he wants to be the economy. I think that's true. And like I've said before, that's why I'm not doing Amazon anymore, and why I'm just trying to consume less. As for Musk, uh, different story, and I guess Teslas will be good for the planet, and apparently a lot of people are buying him because he's either the first or second richest man on the planet, but also wants to go to space. He also named his last kid in nomenclature, which I think is just an outer space, forgive the pun, thing to do. Though I think it's hilarious that these guys just get so bored. It's like the Paul brothers, the YouTubers Logan Paul and Jake Paul, and now they're fighting. Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather a couple weeks ago. They're just getting into boxing and UFC type of shit. I think they're boxing mostly, but why? Because they're bored. It wasn't enough to be a very successful YouTuber and have the houses and the cars and the women and whatever the hell they want. Now they got to make their way somewhere else, and they can because they have the time to do it. They don't have to work a real job. They don't even have to work their YouTube job anymore. They just got all ripped and buff and trained, and now they may end up being a couple of the best boxers on the planet because they have the time to do it. And I don't like it because it takes away from and I'm sorry, this has gone a little off the rails, by the way, but this is turning more into the responsibility that I feel is owed by billionaires into just, yeah, I guess it sort of threads into that. It's just bored people, bored rich people, man. I mean, honestly, why did Trump become president? Think about it. Doesn't it make sense that maybe he was just bored and had nothing to do? Why did he have sex with a porn star when he was married? Maybe he was just bored. Yeah, and just wanted to prove something. I don't know. But it's just these rich guys. They have shown that most of these guys have a have sociopathic tendencies when it comes to their money and how they feel or even regard the rest of humanity for the most part. And it's true. I mean, if these guys had a decent bone in their body, they would go, okay, you know what? We see what's happening. Yeah, a lot of my money is invested in oil and gas and other things that aren't really good for this planet. But even if I pulled all that, I could still easily start some clean alternative fuels that could really help this planet to heal and still be profitable. That's the thing, is I'm not asking these guys really to give away their money, but if they did, it would be a nice gesture to pay back, honestly, the customers, especially in Bezos' case and Musk's case, maybe Jesus Christ, to pay back the planet that I don't want to say raped, but that's really the word that comes into my mind. They've used, I guess I'll say it. Think of every time you see a cardboard box from Amazon. I don't know if it's recycled cardboard. I hope it is. I highly doubt it is. Think of all the paint alone, just the paint that sprays on. Think of all the vehicles that are Amazon vehicles. I saw 3 today, just tootling around. I was only out for like 20 minutes in my car. I saw 3 Amazon vehicles. So think of all the natural resources that just go into that one company, a monster company, the biggest company in the world, granted, but still, think of all it takes to run that company, and just know that they could do it cleaner instantly in a heartbeat, and they refuse to. That's the bothersome part. So didn't really get too much into these guys going into space. Frankly, made a 10-minute video out of one that should have been 5, but that's what you watch for, I hope, is to watch me babble. Talk to you guys soon. And I'll hopefully see you at the Mercury tonight, even though by the time I post this, the show will be over. All right, talk to you guys soon. Bye.